Hello, and welcome to another episode of Lightworker Calling. I am trying something new for this episode to be a little bit more energetic. I've seen some YouTube people, and I'm learning from them. They usually annoy me, but I can see the balance now. And I'd like to thank you all once again for joining me. It's been an amazing journey for me to connect digitally what I've been thinking about for over 10 years now. And I know that a lot of people are on similar journeys, so I want to say thank you for the network, thank you for the support, thank you all for being there and listening, following your own dreams, inspiring me, and helping me inspire you. It's a great new earth that we're living on, and I really do believe people are feeling the perspective shift. So if you are feeling down and you get caught somewhere in the in-between where that negative is flowing, just remember who you are. This episode is a little bit about what it means to be a light worker and who we are, what you are. Why are you researching this? Why did you find this? How did you find this? It's all leading up to, and it all leads up to your journey as spiritual beings in human bodies. We are here to enjoy the flow and the breath. So please, I keep continuing to say this as a reflection to my own self and as a reminder to my friends, family, and myself to do these practices and your little routines, your rituals for enlightenment, for balance, and I say enlightenment as like literally becoming light and your light bodies, giving attention to that. So that chi, that breath, all of that the yoga, you need to be practicing I do some qigong, I do some tai chi, do some all different kinds of yoga and meditation, and this is about how you want to do it, structured or not, in classes or not, by yourself or not. Just do what you need to do to stay in flow, because when you're in the mind, that is giving energy to the mind chaos that is our global perspective. We are a soul group. We are a part of multiple soul groups. So we need to acknowledge that. We need to feed that and have our energy and our consciousness be constructing and manifesting beautiful things within these soul groups. If we feel like we've passed through all the storylines, if you feel like karmically these soul groups have played out. So pay attention, watch what's going on, and watch how it may reflect on past dilemmas, past lives, if you believe in it or not. Look at the situation at hand. Am I happy in my soul group? Am I happy in my soul? So it's within and without. If I have these great relationships outwards and I am respecting and loving and caring and being kind and sharing, then that's what my body is going to be doing. My body and my cells inside. And then into the larger sense, through the cosmos, we are this vibration pushing through. So let's all work together and join our song, our common song, our poetry, our art, which is the invisible arts that we've been conducting in a sense. I'm really hoping that you continue your research, and I am part of a doorways for you to find your own path, as I felt I've done to my friends in real life. So this is kind of what I want to replicate, is the passing through and of knowledge for you to continues through so many doors, because there's so many amazing things you can do in the world, and there's so many amazing things that I want to just inspire you to do, and to give you the confidence and reassurance that you're not crazy, that we are loving beings, we are meant to be loving beings, free-flowing of light, and we are becoming a crystallized dream body, and we are crystallizing our reality in a deeper sense now. So this is how we are moving forward. This is how we've been able to move forward. A lot has been happening, a lot has happened, so it's great to, from this perspective now, from the seeing it before it happened to living it happening, and noticing that timeline as one circle, always knowing that it was never within anywhere but in all space, affecting so many different parallel realities in a sense too. So I don't want to jibber jabber, and I don't want to confuse people, because some vocabulary is different, so I obviously encourage you to ask questions and look things up on your own. But ideally at this point, if you found in the word Lightworker, I don't know how the general public is reacting to new vocabulary like this, but we are a network of lovers, and I want to keep that going. We are sharing our art, so I encourage you to check out my Patreon site. There you could subscribe, and I could create more content. I would have more time to do more. I would have with a little bit more support, because I do other jobs within the film industry to support myself. So ideally, I would love to put more energy in this. So become a subscriber on Patreon and on YouTube, of course, too. And ask me questions, and we can talk about whatever. I'd love to tell you more about myself and how I got into this, but basically, it's all about that center, the 0 point. I thought about yesterday mentioning drugs, how drugs should not be used, constantly for spiritual development, because it harms you physically and spiritually in the long run, in all that sense. But there are moments of shifting perspective where you can start building on your own life, because you were shoved away from the norm. So do what you can in life to shove away the norm, in the sense of routine, stuck in a routine, or not being in love with what you're doing. So take the steps to nurture your soul. Take walks in nature is such a good thing. Meditate, and I'd love to hear suggestions about my next video, but I think I'd like to talk about what we do as light workers. If people have questions of how do I know if I'm doing it right, well, you shouldn't be asking that question if you're doing it right, because it's never been about right or wrong. It's never been about one way to do it. But once you're called to this, and that's the apropos title, Lightworker Calling, is because you were called to this because you had an open enough heart. And so coming back to why I thought about drugs is because that allowed me to love everybody. The first times I tried a certain drug, I was like, wow, I can love everybody. I don't have to restrict my love, because I've been put in boxes and certain situations and just ways of life where there's bad people, there's good people, you have to love, you have to, very black and white. And all of a sudden it was just like, no, there's a lot of just love. Energy runs off of love. So those certain things help me get through, and I want people to use that freedom of mind and freedom of loving to do their work. Being yourself is so important, and having that authentic experience. So your meditation is your light work. That is what it's taking you. That's where it's bringing you. We are working through a different network. So just connect to the network. And you do it by acknowledging it and really believing in it. And don't fall into traps of pseudo enlightenment or pseudo techniques. If if you want to explore everything, that's just the best way for you to create your own signature. Create your own signature to log into the network in a certain way, if you want to say it like that. Thank you once again for listening. I encourage you all to start connecting to me, and wherever this finds you in whatever timeline in the future, I want to thank you, because we are collectively making this earth, and the more we can do it with positive, loving energy, the more natural and the more our natural surroundings will be able to keep us, as if we go in an opposite direction, we'll disconnect from nature and the vibrant energy that we share with nature, with animals and plants. One cannot deny. So thank you once again. I will not pick a card today, although I have them out. Maybe I will, because this is a fun session. Okay, let's pick a card. Just a reminder, I do some readings with Metamorphosis Tarot. I love these cards, they're a great gift. They're Italian, but they're multilingual in the pack. So, I'm not a pro, that's why I always say that if I do readings, it's what you'd like to give. I usually just do it for pro bono, but I get a feeling with the cards, and I just love the imagery, and we all are practicing our psychic abilities basically in our journeys. So this is a little bit of my practice. Share with me what you do to practice. If you do, if it's, clairvoyance or psychometry. I've done a little bit of psychometry as well. It's fun. It's fun because it's all about storytelling. All of this. Nothing that I say or do for me is absolute. It's all storyline. That allows me not to commit to one stream of beliefs. And although I do believe strongly in a lot of things, in the back of my mind, I've made that signature, that connection, that it fluctuates so much, and it's so not real, our reality in a sense, that we can't take it too seriously. The moral of that story and all that consciousness and questioning is that we can't take things too seriously, and that allows me to also take beliefs and my own beliefs and overall everything not so seriously. Think of it like a story. I know certain things are real, but otherwise it's all just little stories that I kind of like jumping into. So this card will talk about my show and I guess guidance for me and my listeners. La Luna, the moon, a beautiful Twin Cities. So the duality here. It's an Arcana card. It looks like the Twin Towers over here. So, this pretty cool card is the Metamorphosis of Illusion. So, a lot of what I'm talking about today is illusion. When I just finished going through a bit is illusion. The double image of the moon, the black Hecate and the white Selene, immerses reality in an ambiguous light where what appears to be is often an illusion. Therefore, rely on intuition and feelings, the other side of this arcanum, to confront unconscious fears and harmonize reality with the dream. So basically everything I was saying as I was shuffling the cards, which is usually what happens. So you put energy in the cards, I read them. In this sense, I was putting that energy in the cards and reading it. Another way of saying how life feels a bit like an illusion, and we've got to use our feelings and intuitions to guide us everything is coming from within versus that outside reality world. Okay, thank you once again. Thank you to people on YouTube that put awesome meditation music and binaural beats and solfeggio frequencies. Thank you for other contributors and creators and other inspirations. Thank you so much to the earth, the sky, the fire, the ether, breath, water. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you to my loving family and friends. Om Namah Shivaya. Take care.